Welcome to another knot tying video. Now today's knot is technically a hitch. There's not a whole lot to it. This is probably one of the easiest knots hitches to tie. And this is a girth hitch or a cow hitch. Now the difference between a girth hitch and a cow hitch, well, a girth hitch is what the climbers, rock climbers and stuff like to call it, because a girth hitch is mainly used with a sling like this, and a cow hitch is usually used with a rope sling. They're exactly the same. The thing with the girth hitch or the cow hitch, it usually reduces the sling strength by about 50%, which is fine under normal operating circumstances, but if you have shock load on a sling, that can result in some serious consequences. And shock load's never really good for slings or rope to begin with, but by using, the girth hitch could result in some problems. Now, of course, slings like this one I have here, I use this for rigging purposes at work in many different situations. For the girth hitch, fairly simple. So a girth hitch is literally tying that. This is a girth hitch. Now, this is a cow hitch. Exactly the same. It's just rope sling versus a regular full loop sling. So that's your cow hitch, that's your girth hitch. They're super easy to tie, as you can tell. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at work, I can't think of a time where I've used the cow hitch in any other application rather than just taking a rope sling and tying around a rail of the truck, or just literally just to hang a rope sling off a truck. The cow hitch is just one of those knots that, frankly, we just don't really use too much in rigging applications. All right, so I guess I might have lied. There is a way where we use the girth hitch or the cow hitch pretty frequently in the lineman trade, and that's this. So we have a block here. You can use a block for a hand line, for rigging purposes, different applications for using a block. This ox block's nice because it's got a carabiner hook on the bottom, it's got the sheave, and it's got the eye at the top. This has multiple applications and uses for it. Very nice block. I would recommend, if you want to have your own, invest in an ox block. These are pretty sweet. But anyway, you'll have your eye, right? But you need to secure your block to either a pole or a rigging spot for some sort of application. You're gonna take your rope sling or your regular sling. I usually use a rope sling because then I can take the two ends and I can tie it around an object, and I'll show you. So you'll take your bite and you'll just go through the eye, and then you're gonna take your girth hitch, right? And there you have a girth hitch or cow hitch. What we like to do in the lineman trade is we need to secure a block to a pole. This is what we're gonna use, the cow hitch here, the rope sling, and we can take the two ends and we can tie it around the pole and use it, put it wherever we need to for rigging purposes. Maybe we're pulling in some line. Like I said, there's many applications. It's kind of hard to show you exactly what we use it for at work, but this is a general idea. So with the rope sling attached to the eye of the block, we can pretend that this is a pole here. We can take the two working ends, bring it around the pole, and like so. They're gonna take one of the working ends, put it underneath the rope, or the sling, I guess now, and then we're gonna tie a square knot right here. So, and you can pull the square knot tight, or the first part of the square knot tight like that, and then there you have a square knot, right? The way that this block is attached to the pole or to your rigging attachment or to your point here is basically a bind knot or noose knot. So now I can hang off this doggone thing. Now basically, since it's a noose knot, hitch knot, this block is securely tied, gripped up against the pole. So that is actually one way. The most common way, we would use a cow hitch or a girth hitch at work in the lineman trade. Very common, I forgot about that. Obviously climbers are going to use their girth hitch in applications for climbing. I've seen for rock climbers and stuff like that, they have these things where they call anchors, where they'll be climbing up a cliff and they'll put anchors into the side of the cliff, and I'll just pretend that that's an anchor right there, and they'll just tie a girth hitch, you know, around the carabiner to the anchor, and then they'll have another carabiner on their climbing harness, and then they'll clip it in there. So it's where they would use a girth hitch. But however, that's not really my profession. I'm not really sure. Maybe if you're a rock climber, I'd be curious to know exactly how you would use a girth hitch too. So I'll just show you up close what this looks like. One step to tie this hitch, this knot. Let's hop right in that really quick. For the cow hitch, you use a rope sling, and you literally just put the bight of rope around the object. So you just take the bight, and then you just take your two standing ends and you just pull them through, and there you have your cow hitch. Now for the girth hitch, you just take your sling, your round sling, you set it around your object or a carabiner, and you literally just pull one of the bites through the other, and there you have your girth hitch. Yeah, so we have the girth hitch and the cow hitch. Pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully you can learn from this video of what the girth hitch is and what the cow hitch is and how to tie them. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you can learn, and see you next time.